chance to read it and review? I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor? Motion passes. 9-0. At this time, I'm gonna turn it over to Surveyor Mr. Shockley for old business.
First thing on the agenda is the George Hunt Drain, which is in Camden. As you remember, we signed an ordinance or resolution or something there of some sort that we were going to turn over control, or we were willing to turn over control of the drain to the town of Camden. And also we were waiting on the town of Camden to respond to trying to resolve the motion or petition to vacate and all that stuff. So as of their September meeting, they actually signed 3 resolutions that basically the resolution 2021-7 was accepting transfer of jurisdiction of the George Hunt drains and the corporate boundary limits of Camden, including everything north of the 218. And then they also signed an ordinance for a resolution for the 2021-8, assuming responsibility for all assessments of the George Hunt drain from owners in the corporate limit. And then also a resolution 2021-9, rescinding the petition to vacate the George Hunt drain. And basically, I think all those were good. I sent them to Ted, he's reviewed them, and I guess he's presented or paper here for us, kind of go by to see what you guys want to do discussion wise or anything on the resolution of 2021-7. And we've also received the originals with the seal from Camden, from the clerk, treasurer, so that's all on file now with us.
So this thing could be actually resolved after 5 years?
We're getting close. But,
It's no longer than 5 years, doesn't it?
yeah, by 7, let's say 14 is when I first started, I think. So, the first thing, I guess, is to, discussion of board action of the resolution 2021-7, accepting transfer. Basically, we need a motion to, to approve and accept the Camden Town Council's resolution.
So after this, we have nothing to do with this.
We'll get to that point.
I entertain a motion to accept that resolution. 21, which one was it, Donnie?
07.
07?
Yeah.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
Okay, and then, looks like we need a motion to authorize the chairman to sign the order to be prepared by the board's attorney, transfer of jurisdiction. And, those portions of the George Hunt drains and corporate lines to the town. So another letter that basically works on the same, we can do it, but now this will be the official one, which is the agenda.
Entertain a motion, gentlemen? So we'll start. I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Okay, we'll move on to discussion of the board's actions of the town of Camden's resolution 2021-8, assuming responsibility for the payments of all the assessments for the George Hunt for the owners within the corporate lines. Basically, I guess they collect fees for drainage or stormwater, so being that we have put them on maintenance until they actually reroute their water to another area, they would still be responsible for paying the watershed we have developed. So the town's actually gonna pay the fees for the landowners in town, since they're collecting a stormwater fee each month on their water bill. I'm guessing that's right, right?
That ain't the way we want it. We want it, our intentions are, we're gonna go to the bottom of the hill. Where it comes out, we're gonna get permits and everything, we're gonna go to the bottom of the hill, capture the water that's at the bottom of the hill, that's coming into the Hunt drain. we're gonna connect Spangler, our plans are to connect Spangler and the pond into our pipe. We're gonna reroute it a different way, and then the the west side of 75 is all you got. No water up from Camden will be going on you at any time, once we get this grant.
So that just kind of
That's for
changes.
future.
Yeah,
For the future.
until you have the plans in place and start doing it, then you still owe the fee, so,
Well, we'll have a plan in place here
yeah.
almost
Okay.
immediately, so.
Yeah, that,
And the fees don't start collecting until 2022, right?
correct, yes, they'll be in, yeah, with the.
Does this go to raise the water thing there in town,
What?
our monthly fees in Camden?
That's why we collect it.
Right, but are you gonna start increasing that fees that everybody pays?
We're fine. We're fine, we're even fixing another one of your ditches. We fixed everything you asked, and then we get treated like a step kid. Now you're wanting to dip in our pockets again. We took over, I don't know how many feet of ditch for you guys, and now you're still dipping. You got one guy's dipping in the whole town of Camden. Now we're down at the bottom fixing what we should have been fixed 5 years ago. And you're letting one guy run the show.
What other drain are you fixing that belongs to the?
We fixed the one that goes down Church Street. We took that away from you. We took the one north of town that goes behind, the senior citizens housing and all that.
That's one with the last grant you guys got?
No, that was the one, the last grant was Church Street. The last grant was the one that went down to Methodist Church. And we captured all the water coming out of town to that ditch. We took over that ditch for you. Now, and then years ago, we done the one north of town and took that off of you. And now we've taken everything from north of Camden, through Camden, all the way to the bottom of the hill away, and we've captured most of that. There's just a little bit that we couldn't get because it was too deep. So now we're taking care of that. And then also, there's a ditch up north of town that's in the county that should have been a county ditch, but you guys don't have no record of it.
It's not a
And now we're up there fixing that.
So it's not a county ditch,
It's just a mutual drain.
It's a mutual drain.
Yeah, landowner. It was never petitioned as a vacated grant, and there's no record on the calls.
I wish they kept better records back in the old days, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Mutual drains, you don't have any records.
None.
None.
Just like even like Rockville, Burroughs,
Right.
or Rockville, Burroughs and Vicksburg, none, we had no stormwater drain systems.
So where are we at now? We need to
Um,
approval of.
Basically, just to approve the resolution that they presented to us.
You'd have the number 3 on the
Yeah,
outline.
number 3 on that.
Get in that one. I take it Mark wasn't at this meeting.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
So I need a motion to approve and accept the Camden Town Council Resolution 2021-08.
Yep. Second.
Alright, all in favor? Aye.
We need a motion that the chairman can sign the order read by the attorney.
Assessment.
Yeah, the order of assessments on all the way to the local limits to or the county Camden until they resolve with the water. Once they get that in place, then we're done with it.
Alright, need a motion for that?
Second.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Basically, we're now down to the resolution of 2021-9, discussion and or action of rescinding the petition to vacate the regulated drain. So basically, they would not lose the easements for the drain up through the town, so they could use that for future stormwater. But yeah, like that. But, well, talking with Ted, we had a meeting set to be in Camden on October 18th, I think it is, at 5:30. With them rescinding their order, that takes care of the town, but we did have on the petition, the landowners in the county that, two of them from Larimores, Leonard, and then, so I'm sure maybe one other one that signed actually the petition. Huh?
Where is it?
No, it was the people on South End, there was, I'm not sure,
Two
one other.
Larimores,
Yeah.
there's Ross and his Darren's, and then there's Spangler that lives in the little house right at the bottom of the hill, and then
Leonard.
Leonard.
Yeah, so those four are actually in the county, they're not in the city limits. So, Ted is requesting that, we're me and him talking about, continuing that meeting or postponing that meeting till the November meeting. And send out letters to those four landowners, get them, they're okay with.
Because Spangler just moved in, if I remember right, didn't they, Andy?
Yeah, so it would've been the people before that would've, may have signed it, but. I don't know.
Spangler signed it. I went down and got his signature.
But them being out in the county, they're not actually able, the town can't speak for them on their stuff. So, he's requested that we send out a letter to them, landowners in the county, and give them some time, like 10 days or whatever, to respond to the letter. If they have any problems with us doing away with the vacation hearing, and then if we get that back before our September meeting, then we can just do away with the, or not September, but, October meeting. And then we can do away with having the hearing, it would be all fine.
So you wanna move the 18th of October to the November 22nd?
Yes, the motion is on the second page, Mr. Chairman.
Move the hearing in the petition to vacate George Hunt to November 18th at 11:15 a.m.
From the town of Camden at 5:30, so it would be here if we had it, but if they pretty much done it, be just counting business, or, I mean, I don't think we're gonna have an issue, we just wanna.
Yeah.
Legally
Got
do
cover
our,
our ducks.
yeah, legally do our due diligence.
Yeah, Andy?
So do I understand you're not gonna have a meeting in Camden?
Yeah, we might, if they wanna have it, those ones down below. If
No,
not-
No, we won't, no, we're
No,
not.
it's being continued to the.
Yeah, because you guys have already said you don't want to vacate it.
Well,
So-
no, don't get that wrong. We don't wanna vacate our part.
Yes,
Now
yes,
we wanna vacate your part.
yeah.
So that's
Well-
why we need a meeting scheduled for where it is.
No, if we keep, if, the George Hunt drain's already been put on, if we send letters out to the county landowners and they wanna continue with it, it would just be vacation of the lower portion. You would already have control of the drain in your town.
Okay, so if the four people at the bottom wanna vacate it, you'll vacate it? Is that what
That's-
you're saying?
Well, if they wanna put, they wanna continue to look at it, we would have a meeting on it, yes. But we would notify you too as well.
But it
As the-
sounds like what you guys are wanting to do is gonna benefit them anyway.
Yeah, and the other two ain't, the Larimores ain't got nothing to do with it. You got the one guy, you got the guy out there south of town, Mr. Larimore, I don't know what his name is, but you got him on this drainage thing and all his property goes to the creek.
Well, there's a low area in the field that it actually runs clear back up almost to the
But
cemetery,
it can't
before
get
it drains
to
into the
the,
river.
but it can't get to the pipe, there ain't no
Yeah.
inlets to get to the pipe, so that, you know, Ross and him's just sitting there.
Well, it goes underneath Ross's property.
I know, that's what I mean, but Ross can't get into it, there ain't no drain that goes in from Ross's property into that drain.
Well, he has the ability to put one, if he
Yeah,
put in a garage and wanted to put a storm or water drain out of the board,
Yeah.
he could do that, but yeah.
So where we at? Motion to continue the hearing?
Yeah, I think it's where,
Yeah.
Are you gonna have it at Camden or are you gonna have it here?
it'll be here at 11:15.
In the morning?
Yeah, it's our normal drainage board meeting, since basically it's not gonna,
It don't affect the town people,
Yeah.
it does down there.
cause you
Well,
guys
it
want.
kinda does.
Well, I mean, you're gonna keep your easements,
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my easement, but if I vacate it, if now that we vote for the whole town, if we vacate it, then we're done. We're done. We can go down and fix our problem and we
No, you
won't
can't,
have to pay
if
a
you
cent.
vacate, if the town of Camden vacates it, you lose all easements through there, through the town too. That's what we're trying to do away with.
Well, then I'll just get easements, I'll get my own easements.
I think you're making it more difficult. I think we're talking about two different things
Yeah.
here.
Why should the town people of Camden pay you $2,000 to fix something that we're gonna spend $100,000?
That's what we're trying to do here.
No,
We're-
you ain't.
We're
No,
trying
you
to
ain't.
fix what's down below the hill.
No, you ain't, I'm fixing what's below the hill.
That's why we're trying to do the paperwork, Andy. We're trying to do the paperwork to make sure it's in order so you can do that. Because
Oh,
if
I
they
know.
vacate down there, you can't,
Do the same thing.
you won't have the easement. That's what I
You
understand.
don't think Mike Linden's gonna give me an easement to fix his pipe, rather than have to pay for it?
Depends on what day you talk to him.
Okay. We'll just come to the November meeting, that's no problem.
So what's the pleasure of the board? To move that meeting?
Yeah.
I need a second. All right, have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passed.
Okay, and with that, and then we're down to the last thing, basically, the maintenance assessments that we approved in the May meeting, we still have to schedule assessments to sign to go ahead and do, and I guess we can, see a motion to certify those now. We were originally gonna do it at the October meeting, but, not that they're taking the vacation away, we can go ahead and sign that. I guess, or unless you wanna wait, it's up to you guys, I guess.
So should we wait till after the November 18th meeting
You can,
and do it in December? See what happens?
Yeah, cause we have until the end of the year, so.
Because
yeah,
the way it's going now, we have no clue what's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
well, those actions are binding, you know, and that's why it's been accepted today, so.
Okay.
What they can do is get approval of plans that completely take, the drainage.
Right, that's what he's talking about.
Then the whole thing will be redone, but you
Yeah.
gotta work with what you got.
Yeah.
Work hasn't been done.
Okay.
Those plans aren't here for you to approve today. So you gotta work with what you've got.
I said we table that one to the November meeting. That sound good, Don?
Do we need a motion, or do we don't have to do a motion, do we? Or just take
No,
one,
no,
or-
it's not on the agenda.
Yeah.
Andy, will you have those plans by then, what you're wanting to do?
Yep, he's working on them as we speak.
I think we're all on the same page, it's just that
Yeah.
we keep looking in the past and we're not moving forward. All right, are we done with this?
I think so. We're moving on to.
Any more comments on it, Andy, before we move?
I'm good, I'll be here.
Moving on to the update of the village of Deer Creek, we did have, wildcat tree service, they come in and they did clear it's 50 feet wide by at least 450, close to 500 foot down through there, mulched everything up, laid the logs on the side, we talked to, Burton, he's taking up Bob, he took over and we met with him out there and, we told him what we were doing with the big logs, and he was 100% okay with that. He's got guys that cut the firewood up and get it ready for the campers, so, we set them along the side by the pond there on that hill levee thing there, and they're gonna cut everything up and
There you go, we're
use that, so, just wanna kinda give you an update where we're ready to move forward and, we're gonna start getting, close for pipe and meeting with Al, because the drain's gonna actually go over onto his property a little bit, to get to the new Deer Creek, so it's not draining water back there, and water in that, the old Deer Creek, so. Cause right now, it's just making a mosquito haven back there between the pond and the actual creek, so.
Right.
So
So
he-
back where it actually was?
We're gonna put it, we're gonna have to extend our pipe to get to the outlet where it's quote, supposed to be, because the creek changed the route, so. And so so we gotta add a couple hundred foot of pipe to get it to the actual main creek channel, so.
So we'll be dumping out quotas as.
Yes, and he can start filling that in and eliminate that water.
And that would help out a lot.
Yeah, so, and he's already okay, he's already been down, checked out and seen what we've done on the other side, and we may have to drop a couple trees on his property, but it's part of the project, just to get the pipe through, but it did look real good, and hopefully we'll get moving on that here pretty quick, so. Kings on Hollow, still have not received a, performance bond from them, but did meet with them, they had a contractor down there, and I gave them a set of plans, and they done way more than what they needed to do on part of it, but then they still got some of it's not done, so we're still kind of waiting on their performance. Yeah, 'cause we had a little leg of a road that went kind of back towards the Wildcat, where their houses are gonna be. Well, there was supposed to be an open, like a swale, and it was supposed to kind of meet in the middle of a high spot and kind of taper both directions. Well, they went from one point clear the other way, so they got probably a 4 foot each swale to do that one parcel, so. I haven't had a chance to get out there, maybe with them, I just seen it this last week, so. But they're taking care of a lot of the drainage, they got a lot of swales cut in, there's waiting to put pipes across the road, and do a couple swales, and burn along the one property and keep the water from running on that, so. So they're moving forward with that, but we're still waiting on the bond just to be safe, because it's work gonna be done afterwards, so we wanna at least protect ourselves.
They're not planning on the county taking over those roads.
No, and, they've actually got two of the kids are wanting to build, so, I think that's kind of pushing them to get the bond. I mean, the performance bond before, it was just gonna be the landowners doing the work, and the insurance companies would have a real partner in doing that. Now they got a contractor working, the contractor provided his insurance and all that stuff, so now, I was told the bond's is almost done, so, I mean.
So without the bond, they can't move forward.
Correct, yeah, we'd have to have the bond in place before we issue a building permit, so we're watching ourselves there, so, but I'm hoping this week we'll, have the performance bond in place, and then they can start building. They may do some work down there, I don't know yet, but they'll throw a nice what he done, so, he did put some nice swells in, and, we're just waiting on the pipes to go across right at the cul-de-sac, to channel the water, hill down, and they got a few little things to do, when they do their houses, dressing up their lot, you get water to the swells, so.
But if either one of you go out there to look at that, which I'm gonna probably look at that, also look at the bridge, because
Is it done?
it's done, it's opened back up again, and the deck's all completed.
And I did reach out to Highway Department, if anybody's stretched out to you guys. Well, the contractor was doing the work back there, the guardrail we put up, they put some triangle pieces on the end of the guardrail. Them triangle pieces are wrapped, smack dab at the edge of the asphalt, or even maybe sticking just a hair on. And with them wide loads, with dozers up on there, they were having a heck of a time getting around the corners and missing those guardrails. Won't do the curve, and
This would be the guardrail on the northwest corner?
both sides, cause there's kind of a curve going one way onto the bridge and then coming the other way. So when they're trying to cut the corner, get around the corner, the trailer pulling behind the wide load blades on the back of the trailer, it's gonna be the closest, and he's really worried he's gonna tear up that new guardrail, so. I mean, I called the highway and told him, yeah, you might wanna take a look at this, and I don't know if they, seen or even thought about that, so, I mean, the guardrail is right along the asphalt all the way, pretty much, but, I mean, there's pretty deep ditches on each side, so it's kinda hard to get too far away, but I just think a different end on that. Then it might be a little bit better, but, yeah, so we'll see. We'll see, I mean, I haven't heard anything back from him on that, so, I just called last week, so, they told me about that, so. But, okay, moving on, 2 new work orders, basically, we've had some flooding in Village Deer Creek, and basically, it's an 8-inch tile that we have on our county drain system, and they had 4 inches of rain in less than a couple hours, so the water just could not get away fast enough, and there were some drains backing up in people's basements and stuff like that, but, nothing really, I mean, I went out the next day and the water was gone. I mean, all the drains were running like a half inch of water or something like that, so. And we did find one drain that has a little bit of, we ran a camera down them, and, there's one drain that has a few little tree roots in it, we're gonna go ahead and get a, jetter or rotor-rooter coming in, and when, just run one line and down some in, so. But other than that, it's looking good, but that's where we have on that, we've done part of it, we're just waiting on the jetter to get the roots out. The next one is the, 3421, it's the village district, basically the project we're doing now, clearing the trees and doing that pipe replacement, so. We did, say it's just 4 roots, so we're just gonna rip it out and, or put it beside it, and then rip the old one out and make sure it's gone, so. For that, mileage for the month was 31 miles for the month of August, so we've had really no work orders hardly at all, other than just little things like this and inside ditches, but I'm sure that's gonna pick up this fall, and, we do have the harvest going on, so. The money collected for the month of August, $325, basically for the year, in total so far is $3,575. Basically, the next range will be in the October 18th here at 11.
Any questions or comments from the crowd? I entertain a motion to adjourn, gentlemen.
Second.
Have a motion, all in favor? Motion passes. Here's the minute, that's me. Very good, let's do before I leave.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying kind of set 13.
Oh, yeah, congratulations, I get to sign my life away. Love the pen. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Steve signed it, or, well, you always have him
You
sign
need to see here something, or?
I needed a secret, promise me when he signs it, I just want that.
Okay.
So we're gonna get your minute. Squeeze by. You don't want to.
Okay, I'm just making sure that we're not having a little meeting, but, that, what you just talked about, the bridge and the triangles, is that
Amy, you doing okay?
bridge over the Wildcat?
Not bad.
At Piermont? I got this from Susan today. It says you should do a story on the
What's that?
fantastic. And I wrote her back and said,
Well, they just diagnosed